Welcome to GAC Time. We discuss all things General Hospital. So put your feet up, get your teacups, get your snacks, and let's begin. General Hospital Daily Recap for Friday, April 24th, 2026. Let's see what our favorite bunch of characters are up to. Was talking to Liesl, and she was giving Liesl an update on what's going on with Anna. And the reason why she was doing this was because she wants Liesl to go out to Paris with her because Anna is thinking that Liesl is still involved, like she's still working for Faison and stuff like that. And she wants Liesl to go out there to show her, to convince her that she's not. But Liesl's like, this is not a good idea. She's losing touch with reality, so she's not going to believe anything that Liesl says. If anything, she's going to believe that Felicia's been compromised. See, this is my problem. They said that Anna is not getting any better, that she's getting worse. Why do y'all have her all the way out there? I'm telling you, these people are still doing stuff to her, messing with her brain, giving some kind of medication. Something is going on with her, right? They got her all the way out in Paris. They said she can't come back because of some legal issue. Get some lawyers on that and get her back to the States at least. But I'm sure whatever's going on with her, they're keeping her in that state, like keeping her kind of crazy. So Lisa was like, she not going. She not going to help with that. She don't think it's a good idea. It's just going to make Anna feel worse. Felicia left. She was really upset about that, but she left. She understood what Lisa was saying. Joss came up, running up on Lisa, and she was like, "Oh, I've been looking for you." And Lisa looked like she didn't even want to talk to her, but she turned around and talked to her for 5 seconds, and she was like, she was asking her that, "Do you think your son is involved in something with some phase on stuff?" And Liesl just looked at her. Now, Liesl may know, like, have some kind of inkling that that's not her Nathan. Not, I don't know. I think she's accepting that Nathan came back, but she probably knows something is different about this guy. So I don't know why Josh came out. I mean, they asked her this question, but we'll see what this conversation leads to later on. Finally, Josh went and asked somebody that can tell her something about Faison. Because I'm like, these randoms that Josh has been asking these questions to, like Emma and stuff like that. Emma don't know nothing about that. So she went to Valentin to ask him that what does he know about Cesar Faison? And what does he know about that book that she found at the library? So, did she told Valentin how she found the book with Cullum and them cigarillos or whatever that was that he was smoking. So now Valentin is putting some things together, and he is like, you know what? He probably is studying this stuff so he can kind of run Anna crazy. So now, and Valentin was upset because he was like, if he finds out that these people had something to do with what's going on with Anna now, he is just going to bury them underneath the prison. So Josh was tell him to calm down because she needed this information. So he gave her the information, what he knew. But I feel like Valentin knows more than what he's saying, right? He gave Josh some answers, but it's weird how he gave those answers because I feel like he's keeping some stuff to himself. After that, Josh was like, "Do you think that this Nathan has something to do with all of this?" Because he then came back after 7 years and nobody know nothing about where he was at and stuff like that. So Valentine was like, "No, he don't know anything about that. But you know what? If it's true, you need to stay away from him because he could be just as dangerous as everybody else." Joss is not listening to that. She got this little theory in her head. She gonna run with it. She ain't listening to Valentine. Valentine was asking her, "Did you hear what I said?" He was like, "Your mother is really upset about what's going on with you. She want to keep you safe." Josh done. She's just. It seems like she got a closed off switch in her brain. She don't want to hear anything about safety or anything else. She's just gonna go do this because she feel like she got a mission. Like I said before, I don't know if you guys heard this. I said this in another video. I really feel like Josh is pushing through with this because she wants to justify that her being in this WSB means something. I think at the end of everything, Josh gonna realize this was a waste of her time. But we'll see what happens with this. Oh, that's right. I forgot to say that. Valentine, after Josh left, called out to that hospital that Anna's in. I don't know if he said Laura's husband's name, but I don't think he was speaking to him. He was trying to find out some information about Anna, but I don't know who he spoke to. So we're gonna see what happens, what kind of information he can get from these folks out there. Cassius and Britt were having this conversation, right? So I'm fake Nathan Cassius. And Britt came right out and said, "Listen, Rocco told me what happened." So he was shocked. you know what? This shows he ain't got no interaction with no kids. I don't know where he was raised. You know, he was. I think he was raised by Faison or something like that, or underneath a rock. But I'm like, this kid, you could see he gonna crack. He's like, why would he tell you that? You know, he got me and Lulu. He don't. That kid is not gonna be able to hold this together. He's just like, he better keep it together and all this other stuff. He whatever. Anyway, Britt is going in. She was like, he needs somebody to talk to. You could see that he's getting ready to crack. Everybody can see this. And Nathan's like, no, he better keep his mouth shut because if not, he gonna get himself hurt. I agree with that. The other thing that I agree with was when he shut Britt down and he was like, you're not his mother. That he don't really kind of need you. He has a mother. This is some truth in that. You know, there's some truth there. But Britt is right. Britt is just kind of like the boy, you know, whatever they doing is not working. He's going to crack. Eventually, Cullum's going to find out, whatever, whatever. She also went into the conversation with Nathan Cassius about what's going to happen once Lulu finds out who you really are. She ain't going to want to be with you. So he's like, no, you know, he loves Lulu and it's going to work out. Britt's concern is that not that she care anything about Lulu. She's just like the ramifications of this relationship falling apart is going to affect Rocco, right? She's talking about, oh, and if Lulu be able to pull herself back together, why wouldn't she be able to pull herself back together? She's been dating this guy for 2 minutes, right? So anyway, if they break up, so what? Um, but we're gonna see. He's just a lion because you know he's supposedly in love with Lulu, and she's not gonna stay with him. I don't know what's gonna happen in the long run with this, but I'm sure it's gonna come out soon who he is, and we'll see if Lulu sticks around for that. But I doubt it. It seems like the Metro Court's been pretty busy this week. It's been a lot of people up there. So today, Lulu and Laura were having lunch. It's funny because Laura was like, I guess she's getting tired of having this early dinner. I said lunch, but I think it was an early dinner because she was like, "Can we stop doing this blue plate special or something like that?" But anyway, Lulu and her got a kick out of that. And then they were talking about, you know, just different things. And she saw Ezra. So she went over to the bar to talk to Ezra because she thought Ezra was drinking again, but found out he was just having a Shirley Temple. So she was happy to hear that. It was a little weird that he was drinking a Shirley Temple, but she kind of got a chuckle out of that and went back to speak to Lulu. So Lulu, she kind of told Lulu what was happening, and Lulu with the reporter and her was like, you know what, she's got a story. So Laura was like, no, 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 don't cover that. You know, he was having a bad time and she doesn't want to use that against him. So, Lulu's still kind of like on the fence. She's kind of like, you know, all the bad stuff that he did back in the day, she ain't got no problems on using this information. So Ezra came over to the table. He offered to buy them dinner or lunch or whatever that thing is that they having. And, you know, Lulu was like, I don't, basically she didn't want anything from him, but Laura said, she said Lulu was telling Ezra that she thinks she's gonna write the story about him. So Ezra's like, okay, you know what? I see what's going on here. What do you want, Laura? So Laura said, you know what? The next time she has, I think she said she was gonna do some universal child care or something like that. She want Ezra to be there to support her initiative. So he said he was gonna do it. He owes her that much. Um, Ezra went on about his way, and then Laura and Lulu started talking about Rocco, and you know, she was like, Rocco's going through a lot. He feels bad for Danny and stuff like that. You know, it's kind of funny to me that Lulu can't confide solely in her mother because I feel like Laura would have her back no matter what. So I don't know why she keeps everything close to her vest. Laura would be a good outlet for her to speak to instead of this fake Nathan dude, you know, but I don't know. She feel like she can't tell her mother. I guess she don't want her mother to be implicated in a crime. Little does she know her mother already got some other nonsense going on. But you know, they left their conversation at that. Gio and Emma are still in New York. They're still having a good time. I guess the genie's name is Michael. Gio invited him. He said he gonna put in a word with Curtis to see if he can come there and perform at the Savoy, which would be nice. Or maybe he could get him to come in and perform at Charlie's or something like that. So wherever he's gonna perform, he's probably gonna come up sooner or later to do a performance for the people of Port Charles. Emma and Gio went around everywhere. They went out to eat. They stuffed their faces and all that kind of good stuff. So we know they having a ball. At the end of everything, Emma was getting on Gio. She said, "You sure you're not want to go see your family?" Because Gio's adamant he don't want to see them on this trip. I don't know why. Like, I mean, just go over there for 2 minutes. Hey, how you doing? And leave. I don't know what the big deal about this is, but he said next time he comes to New York, he'll stop in to see his family. Okay, whatever. This is a nice, like I said, for the past few days, they've been out there for a few days and having a good time. The only thing I was thinking though, I said it's been so nice with these two. They've been enjoying themselves. The storm is probably a brewing, right? You know they can't have this nice so long and not have something crazy happen. So I've been hearing rumblings that Anna's on her way back. I'm sure Emma's gonna be involved in that storyline somewhere. And I'm sure the turbulence water is coming because it can't stay like this nicety thing that they got going on. But the kid, they were having fun. I'm glad they was having fun, but we shall see what happens with this. So, guys, what was your favorite part about this episode? I think my favorite part was the Valentina and Josh thing. Um, just because she finally went to somebody who had actually has some kind of information. I do think that Valentine is holding some stuff back. I think we're going to find out what that is sooner than later. But guys, also tell me what your least favorite part is, and don't forget to hit the comment section and let me know what you're up to, what you're thinking. Give me a smiley face, a thumbs up. It's always a good thing. And I want to thank you guys again. We are up to 100 subscribers, and I love making these videos. So please continue to join us every day for our daily recaps. And I will talk to you all later. And don't forget to hit that bell notification and a like and subscribe because it really helps the channel. And thank you for joining us again at GHT Time. Till next time, bye.